Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to topic 25. In this topic, we're going to be learning how to create scenes, how to export objects, and how to export files to AutoCAD. Let's get straight to it. So for the first thing I want you guys to do is click on Windows and go to your default tray over here and make sure that you have at least your scenes, shadows, as well as your styles. So your styles, scenes, and shadows. These three things should be switched on. Even if your material is on, it's completely okay, but we'll be talking about scenes, shadows, and styles in this topic. Now to access the tray, we can press B because B anyway opens up the default tray. And over here you'll see that we have the styles, we have the shadows, and we have the scenes. So I'll start first with styles. Styles are basically the different types of stylings that you can create and provide to your entire interface. As you guys can see, this is a wireframe style. We can even go into the default styles and go to assorted styles, and there are multiple more over here, like this one, which is brush strokes on canvas. Pretty cool, yeah? Well, we can actually use these to create images or to even submit in our drawings or in our submissions if we have created the model. So you can go ahead and select various different styles, and when we set scenes and when I show you how to export, you can actually go ahead and try to export one of these scenes as well. But for now, we'll go back to our default styles and I'll just set it to the 3D printing style, which is basically what we use. So that is all under styles. The next one over here is scenes. Well, scenes are basically to create various different viewports. So for that, the first scene I will create is somewhere from here. I'll go ahead and add a scene. This scene will let me come back to this same viewport every time I want to see this area. The second one is I'll create one from the deck area, something like this, and I will add the second scene. And the third scene over here I will add from above our car in the parking area, something like this. Now that I've added three scenes over here, I can just double click on each scene and I'll come back to the viewport area as such. So these will help us even taking out our views so that we have these scenes always with us, and if we need to make a change, after making the change we can still come back to this particular scene. Now once we're done with this much, let's go to shadows. But before we work in shadows, we must ensure that our shadows are actually switched on. So for that, we'll click on View and switch on Shadows. The minute you switch on Shadows, you'll notice that the shadows are now being seen in your model. You can obviously change the time of the shadow to have them at a different time. So the sun is, if it's at a different time, you'll actually have it. You can change the angle as well. You can also use the sun for shading. And you can see you have it on face, on ground, and from edges. Now once you all are done with this much, we can set the shadow according to the way we want. Once I'm okay with the shadow that I have set, I can easily go ahead and close this and double click on each scene over here as well to see what I've got. Well guys, once you all are done with this much, now we'll go to the export options. We'll be learning how to export not only photos, but even a basic fly-through. So let's see how that works. So right now I'll go ahead and click on File, Export. But before I go ahead, I want you guys to know that you will have to keep saving your files. Every time you all are working, don't forget to save it, because that's one of the biggest problems, that we forget to save and we cannot go ahead. And as a software trainer, I do believe to tell y'all that saving is very important. Alright guys, let's go ahead to export. In export, we have the 3D model as well as the 2D graphic and the animation. So I'll go ahead and export a 2D graphic. Over here, we can export the views by clicking one. Make sure over here you have your JPEG image selected and we can export it. I'll go on to the second scene by double clicking. Again doing File, Export, and exporting this 2D graphic, calling it number 2 and exporting it. We can then go to the third scene, go into File, Export, and export it as a 2D graphic, calling it number 3. Now once you guys are done with this much, I'll show you guys how to export the animation as well. So for that you can click on File, Export, and over here we can select Animation and Video. And over here I can export this, calling it Video and saying Export. So you'll automatically see that we have a couple of frames over here which is letting us export. Once this is complete, we'll be able to see our entire animation as a fly-through. Of course, since this is an unrendered walkthrough, it will not be too smooth, but at least it is possible for us to provide a fly-through to our client or even to present it to someone who wants to see how the masking has been done. Now once we're done with this much, I'll show you guys how to export files to AutoCAD, because that's quite important. So for this, I'll click on Camera and I'll go to the Standard Views and I'll go to the Front View. So the front view will basically take me to right the front of this entire area. Now over here, I can easily click on Camera and go to Parallel Projections. As you can see, Parallel Projections gives us a perfect 2D with zero perspective look in it. Now if you've got something coming out from the base like that, that's okay, we can easily erase those off in AutoCAD. Once you guys are done with this much, we can go ahead and export it to AutoCAD, but don't forget to put it in Parallel Projections, otherwise it will not really look like a 2D drawing. So over here we can click on File, Export, and export this 2D graphic. But over here we'll change the JPEG format to AutoCAD DWG, and I can just export this over here. And once that's done, we have a export where we can now use this elevation in our AutoCAD file directly. So that's it guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this course that we used and we created. We did a lot of furniture detailing, we did a lot of details to bungalow, we used a particular process, we worked in groups and components. I want you guys to now go through the course, make sure you complete every single thing and submit all of this to us. So when we do see your final works, we will be able to issue you your certificate. So all the best guys, and I'll see you guys in another course.